Hello. That was crap. Alright, today I wanted to discuss very briefly about strategies um, and sort of how they can benefit you and find what style fits you, because one strategy that works for someone else might not work for you, and you'll be there wondering how, why, like, they're profitable, why aren't I? Pure and simply, it comes down to your psychology. Okay, so you need to find what works for you. Does getting up at 6 a.m. in the morning, looking at the charts for an hour or two, and then starting your trades, does that work for you? Okay, or is it that you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you just go straight on, you open up the chart and you go, okay, I'm gonna buy, and does that work for you? Or is it like where you look at the different time periods when the different exchanges open and you start to see a pattern, so like this is all part of your strategy. Should you DCA? Should you dollar cost average your position, or shouldn't you? Me personally, I hate dollar cost averaging. I hate going, right, if I buy up here now, I can rebuy here, and I can rebuy here, and I can rebuy here. For me, I absolutely hate that method of trading. But nothing against anyone that does it. If it works for them, it works for them. For me, I'd rather look at the chart and I think, right, okay, so it's gonna drop down. Let's have a look. So about here. This is just an example and not actually representative, by the way. But I'll be like, okay, so it's gonna drop to this level. That's where I want to buy. Okay, so because psychologically, if I'm buying, for me, if I'm buying here and also buying here and again down here, while that's coming down, I'm seeing my balance go down in the red. Okay, I'm seeing my balance go in the red, and I don't like that. It screws with my head, might screw with your head, who knows? Or it might do the opposite. You might actually enjoy it, you might like it, in which case dollar cost averaging is great for yourself. So you've got to find out what kind of trader you are, and the only way you can find what kind of trader you are is by playing around with different strategies. And that there's so many out there that it's hard to say. You need to document how you trade. Okay, the best way you can find what works for you is document everything. Okay, so you're identifying a trend, you've just drawn a line across that. Okay, document that, write that down. I've drawn a trend line. It sounds silly, but you have to do this. Okay, if you want to become good, you've got support and resistance. Let's draw it. Okay, it's there. Why? Because then when you enter the position, okay, when you enter that position and you documented that you've entered that position, and then when you close that position, you document when you close that position, and then when it's profitable, you can look at it and go, why was this profitable? What did I do? What steps did I take? If it failed, you can look at it and you can go, okay, why did it fail? What steps did I take? Yeah, and then you can start to build a pattern in how you trade. Not how I trade, not how anyone else trades, how you trade. Okay, that's the important thing here. And then once you start to build that pattern and you start to identify your flaws, okay, then you can build on your flaws. Okay, you can work on it. Is your flaw greed? Did everything go well? You drawn the correct trend. You drawn the correct support resistance. You entered at the right time. So you've entered at the right time. Your stop loss was fine. It was below. But what happened? You didn't sell at the right point. Why didn't you sell at the right point? Because was it greed? Was it hope? Was it an emotion that stopped you? Yeah. So you have to analyze everything. Okay. And then once you've analysed everything and you've identified your own flaws and your own weaknesses, then you can build your strategy. And once you've got your strategy, you need to stick to that strategy as if it's the last thing on this planet. If you want to get ahead, if you want to do this, you have to get serious, and you have to be honest with yourself. Okay, you can't give yourself a break. Okay, you can't go, oh, it's okay, I got a bit greedy on this one, but it's fine, you know, I'll make up for it on the next race. No, you can't have that attitude. You need to stamp it out. Be honest with yourself. Okay, and if you can't be honest with yourself, then find some people that can be honest with you in a constructive manner. You don't want to be around people that are putting you down and shouting you down and sort of like, you know, telling you this is wrong, that is wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're doing this wrong. No, you don't want that sort of negativity. What you want is good, honest people that want to see you achieve what you want to achieve. Okay? To see you become the best you can be. And sometimes that does need someone to turn around and say, no, you're wrong here. Okay? But there's a difference between saying, no, you're wrong, and nah, you're out of line, mate. Okay? So open yourself up towards people to get their perspective on how you train. Okay, and take the feedback, as long as it's constructive, take it on board. Okay, and take that feedback, look at what you've already got documented for yourself to decide whether it's actually valid constructive feedback or whether it's just someone saying it because they're jealous or they don't want to see you do better. Okay, that's how you can gauge how you're doing. It's how you can gauge your own analogies and strategies. And it's also how you can gauge whether the people you are hanging around with are the right people. Okay, so let's do this. Strategies are different for everyone. Market psychology is different to everyone. Your psychology is different to everyone. Okay, so let's do this. Get serious.